Right, welcome back. Let's build a great life, right? Shiloh Rowe with AGC of Autsin. I want to talk to you guys a little bit today about a trench collapse that happened in Gerald, Texas. That happened on June 28th, 22. We're just now getting all the final reports back onto that. So, a contractor was laying a main sewer line with the smaller lines coming off that main for a new subdivision. The trench was about 22 feet deep and 300 yards long. They were in phase two. So they'd already completed phase one and they've moved on to phase two. There were trench boxes on site, but they were not being used. Now, the company employed about 94 employees, had one foreman, and 5 workers were on the crew at that location. So one of the things we look at when we go into this, so the contractor benched about 4 feet below grade, and I'll put up a little display for this. And it had about 19 feet below that benching. So they thought that by digging down that 4 feet and benching it out and then going down another 19, they could get away with not having to be below that 20 to 23 foot depth on that, which was wrong. The ladder to access the trench was 168 feet away from the 2 workers. 168 feet away. You've got to be close to that. You got to be within the 50 feet on that one. And either way, you got 25 feet to get to it. The excavator was doing a cross cut perpendicular to the trench to run smaller lines to the sewer line. The 2 workers were standing on that sewer pipe in the trench adjacent to the process that was performing the cross cut. So literally, you got your main line, you got your cross. They were standing on the pipe in this area right here. So they got 2 sides that are now being dug out from that. The side of the trench gave away, burying the workers who were in the bottom of that trench. Um, this is the overhead picture. Now, one of the things that you'll notice, and if you look in on this, I'll see if I can zoom in. You can see the cross cut over to the right. You can see where the excavator was straddling the trench. The second excavator's come in trying to help dig out. And then you can see the whole portion that had collapsed. 23 hours to dig those men out. Oh my God. And the protection was there, right? Here you can see a picture of the ladder that was used. So the ladder to access the trench was 3 ladders that were just lashed together. And again, they were 168 feet away from everybody on that. Again, unacceptable. Another view here, you can see where the 4-foot excavation had gone in. You can see where the excavator was straddling that bench, putting that extra force onto that edge that was right there by them. It had rained the night before, so there was water inside of that trenched area. So again, another violation there. Don't let people get in those trenches when there's water in there and you've had a rain event. The foreman was told that he had the responsibility for safety on the job site, and allegedly he was the competent person. When they asked him, he did not know what soil classification was. That is not your competent person. You want to make sure somebody's actually got the training to get that work done. The foreman told that the protection was not needed since they were excavating in solid rock. You can take a look at those pictures. That was not solid rock. There was no rock saws out there. They had the wrong kind of teeth put onto the buckets for digging and putting it in there. That was not solid rock. The only backhoes have been used for digging that trench. So there was no rock saws on site. So the citations that OSHA cited, I'll put these up as well. So 1926-20 B2 did not maintain a program on the regular work site for inspections to detect and correct any hazards. There was no first aid training available on the site, and employees were working in an excavation with standing water present. So that was 1926.50C, 1926 651H1. They also came under 1926 1053A7. Ladders were lashed together to attain longer lengths to access the 23-foot depth. And then 1926 651C2, the ladders were not provided within 25 feet of the distance. That was a willful violation on that one. And then 1926 652A2, no protective system in use in a 23-foot deep trench. Again, a willful. Now, if you look at the OSHA fines only, with that being listed, those total fines came up to $250,272 on the fines on that. Again, that company had 94 employees. They were listed as a site preparation contractor under their NAICS code. So that issue was put out on 12/22 of 22, and the employer has contested this as of January 16th, 2023. I understand other charges outside of OSHA have been fined against that, but looking at these things, there's so much that we can prevent if we go in and do the right thing. Get the right training, do the stuff the right way, follow those rules. OSHA is your bare minimum. Protect your workers. Thank you guys. Stay safe, and catch you next time.